The inaccuracies, which is what my brief has been to depict, is that number one, it is extremely problematic to state that SADASHIVRAO BHAU obliterated Nizam Shahi of Deccan. It was not the case. Indeed, he did defeat the Nizam of Hyderabad in 1760 in a series of battles, but the fall of Udaygiri is just one major setback, which does not definitely mean that Nizam Shahi was off the map of politics in Indian subcontinent. Secondly, the suggestion that Najib-UD-DAULLAH invited Abdali with the concurrence of the Mughal emperor is problematic. Mind you, the Mughal emperor's seat was Delhi, and the capital itself has been sacked by Nadir Shah in 1739. So I won't believe that an emperor would want another sacking. Ultimately, the sacking of Delhi by Nadir Shah was a major blow to the legitimacy of the Mughal Empire, and this has to be taken with a pinch of salt. It is also highly objectionable, which has been portrayed in this movie, that Abdali looted the Kohinoor and the Peacock throne. To the best of my knowledge, Abdali was a person under Nadir Shah, and Nadir Shah, after Nadir Shah was assassinated, there was a factional strife, and Abdali went back to Afghanistan because he came from the Durrani clan to have a shot at the emperorship of the Afghan people. But the depiction that he's a bloodthirsty monster who kills people using Kohinoor diamond, and that he's apparently claimed that the Peacock throne was acquired by him by force from Nadir Shah, is absolutely inaccurate. The biggest problem perhaps with this movie is the language that it uses. And in scene after scene, I don't really mind using Marathi words where you're depicting Marathas speaking to themselves. But wherever there are Muslim characters, the narrative shifts to Persianized Urdu, which is extremely problematic while depicting a historical movie based on facts. And it's one way in which stereotypes of language that Hindi, Hindustani, Marathi, Bengali, all of them belong to a Hindu family of languages or Aryan family of languages, and all the others, Urdu, Persian, etc., belong to the Muslim tree of families, is extremely problematic, and this is a major lacuna of the script in this movie. Another major lacuna, another major stereotype which is reinforced in scene after scene is the trope of good Muslim and bad Muslim, which again is repeatedly resorted to, and I found it highly problematic. Also, the scene where it's depicted that Sadashivrao conquered Delhi, and it's being depicted as the first reclaiming of Delhi in many centuries, is highly problematic. It is inaccurate. Marathas had been a part and parcel of Delhi politics for several decades before this event is shown to have taken place, and in fact 2 years before Nadir Shah himself was knocking at the gates of Delhi, Marathas had congregated in large numbers, and it was only a quick call from south that prevented the downfall of Delhi at Maratha hands. Another problematic aspect is the depiction of the Sikh leader. हमारा धर्म बताता है कि हम मराठों की मदद करें. Now this is a trope which has become commonsensical, but it is based on assumptions which have to be discredited. I will not go into the details. The video is not made for this purpose. Another problematic aspect is, an inaccurate aspect, is that there was a possibility that Sadashivrao BHAU might have been made the Emperor of India. It was never in any likelihood, and such a depiction, which is resisted by the chief character himself, is inaccurate and highly problematic.